How the COVID Stole Christmas. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but COVID the virus most certainly did not. Why this was no one knew, couldn't figure at all, but perhaps his crown was 2 sizes too small. Whatever the reason, he'd cough and he'd wheeze, he just hated Christmas, it made his heart squeeze. For he knew every Who up in Whoville above was planning to share lots of Christmassy love.
So when I think about my favorite Christmas memory, I think about those family traditions, like the ones that you look forward to all year round. So in the Elliott household, we'd get up early and we'd open our presents, pretty standard stuff. But then around breakfast time, things got a little bit more unique in our house. We didn't eat bacon and eggs or toast or cereal. No, in our family on Christmas morning, we got to eat birthday cake for breakfast.
My name's Kim, and I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite Christmas memories. But to do that, I have to tell you about one of my worst Christmases. So in 1993, my mother died on Christmas Day. So as you can imagine, Christmas was not very fun that year or the next couple of years after. In fact, we celebrated, but it was very half-hearted, to say the least.
I remember in Kenya and South Sudan, the hottest time of year is December, and we always sat outside and had supper and then sang outside. So at Christmas we would sing Christmas carols, looking up at the stars because there were no lights.
So we'd sit around the table, we would light the candles, and we'd sing Happy Birthday to Jesus.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jesus. Happy birthday to you.
We always opened our gifts on Christmas Eve, and I always thought it was because of a Dutch tradition that we did that, but as I got older I realized it was just so my parents could sleep in Christmas morning.
So fast forward to 2001, and I am teaching English in South Korea, and I'm so far away from family and friends, away from all things North American, and maybe because of that, it was the first time that I felt like celebrating.
My favorite Christmas memory was with my mom's side of the family, and we rented the lodge at Galilean.
They'd shop till they dropped, they'd rush here and there, buy planes, trains, and automobiles, no time to spare. Their parties and concerts all in a fluster, the Whos were just warming up, holiday guster.
And one time we had Christmas on the Indian Ocean, so you could hear the Indian Ocean rolling in the background and the nice hot weather and our little thorn tree, Christmas tree, and I miss those nights of just looking up at the stars and singing, and it was home to me at the time.
Patrick and I, we took the subway into Seoul, and we found a tree to buy, and we went to expat grocery stores and got all the traditional foods. And that year we celebrated with other friends who were also away from home, and it was lovely. It was just us, and we were celebrating Christ's birth.
The two of us together, we do Christmas morning, but the kids all take their stockings down and climb into bed with us and open up their stockings Christmas morning. I think that's one of my favorite memories, of having all the kids climb into bed with us, waking us up Christmas morning.
And then we'd go over some of this symbolism that went along with the cake. So it's an angel food cake, which reminds us that the angels told the shepherds that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. It's a circle to remind us that God's love for us never ends. It had white icing on it to remind us that Jesus is perfect, he's pure, he's sinless. And it had 12 candles on it to represent the 12 months of the year, to remind us that God is with us always.
Blow out the candles. Oh, good work. Keith, blow out some too. Oh, lots of smoke. Good work, Keith. Blow hard.
I blew.
Oh, keep practicing.
I blew 10 of them.
Oh, it's hard work.
It didn't help you.
Okay, ready?
One,
two,
three.
three.
5, blow.
Hooray!
But another one of my favorite memories is 2005. We went to Florida for Christmas, and Noah was just a few months old, and we got to spend Christmas in Florida, and I think the kids thought that was great. Seeing Christmas trees on palm trees instead of pine trees was a awesome thing, and spending the day at the beach was awesome.
And we played lots of games. We found the costumes that they use for skits and stuff. And we dressed up and did plays, and we made puppet socks, and the guys, our uncles and my dad, put on a play, Cinderella actually, so it was very, very funny, and I remember that Christmas, and it's one of my favorites.
And the more COVID thought of this big Christmas show, the more he thought, this silly thing has to go. I know what to do. COVID coughed to himself. I'll stop all this nonsense. Christmas goes on the shelf. He slithered into their town and shut up their stores. He slunk down their chimneys and under their doors. He canceled their concerts and nutcracker ballets. No more flying or driving in jingle bell sleighs.
I think it's safe to say that this Christmas is going to be really different than it normally is. And I'm thankful that I'll still get to spend time with my immediate family, but I won't get to see extended family this year. Lots of my cousins are American, and so the border being closed has kind of hindered our normal Christmas plans.
My family is unable to come up, and I think there's a lot of people in the same boat. A lot of people are going to be alone this year.
Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was covidly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They'll give it all up and go back to bed. They'll curse this black day or mutter instead. And he did hear a sound rising over the streets. It started out sad, but then it turned sweet.
I'm very blessed that my in-laws are here this year, and we haven't been able to celebrate a lot of Christmases with them, so this is kind of exciting. And of course, with 5 kids at home, the house is never quiet, regardless, so it's going to be same old for that.
So I've got some dorky family Zoom events planned, and for the cousins and my aunt and uncle who are stuck over in Sioux, Michigan, we'll be in Sioux, Ontario, so we're going to go down to the boardwalk. We're going to bring some binoculars, because there are some spots where you can stand across the river, and with the help of some binoculars, you can actually see all the way across. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those fun, like, creative memories.
But this year, Patrick and I decided to try some other traditions because there was so much unbusyness, no Christmas plays and other things to be involved in, parades and things, that we decided to try some new traditions like celebrating St. Nicholas Day and trying some different Advent things with our homeschool time.
COVID stared at the Who's, his eyes starting to pop. What he saw was enough to make his wheeze stop. Every Who up in Whoville, the young and the old, the fat and the skinny, the shy and the bold, every Who up in Whoville, without any show, was singing with joy. Then it started to grow. They sang through their phones, they sang through their masks, they sang in their hearts when they did mundane tasks.
And if I was asked the question, am I going to be happy this Christmas? I think I can answer that with a yes. I would say that Christmas is about Jesus and my joy is rooted in him. So in this strange year where things are a little bit more quiet, there's a little bit less chaos happening, I want to take this time to reflect on the gospel story, and I want to take this time to really just rest fully in the goodness of God and in His sovereignty through this super strange year.
And COVID stood puzzling and puzzling alone. Christmas came without parties or concerts or shows. And he started to shake because he suddenly knew something every who knows. And you should know too. That Christmas is neither a day nor a season, a play or a party or gift-giving reason. It's the fact that our God chose the miracle of birth to walk here among us and save all the earth. It's that COVID won't last, but God's presence will. And in all of our trials, our hearts can be still.
And maybe with all the extra busyness stripped away, we can remember the real reason why we do celebrate Christmas. So I wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and may we remember what this celebration really is about.
This year is going to be a good Christmas for me because we have snow finally and we have our tree up. And I think despite everything, we'll survive.
So yeah, it's gonna be a different Christmas, and change is hard, but I'm hoping to just make the best out of this strange year and to make some memories that are gonna last a lifetime.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
So whether your Christmas is lonely and quiet, busy and bright, on feast or on diet, praise God, He is near us in our time of need. And then have a very Merry Christmas indeed.
Welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. Welcome all who's far and near. Welcome.